Hello, good evening, well, morning. It's
Morning, man.
episode what, 7 of Nerd Roll Call.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and yeah, unfortunately we're down two people. Uh, let's see, Princeton is I have no idea what Princeton is doing, but Crispy has some family matters to attend to in the
Mhm.
morning. But nothing too serious. It just I guess they has stuff planned for the morning, so he wanted to get some rest, which is okay. You got
Totally.
to do what you got to do. But yeah, I'm your host, Mark Flores. I I watched like the past two episodes, and did not introduce myself, but I introduced you guys. But let's see. Yeah. So yeah, with me is Doug Lee. Doug, say hello.
Hi guys, how's it going?
All right. Cool. All right. Okay. Let me just grab that phone. Okay. So what we have in store for this episode is a lot of news stuff. Let's see. Let's see. So it's like a big keep my eye on week. Seems like a month because a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff on games and movies slash comics in particular. And then we have a topic of the week, which Doug's friend. What was your friend's name?
Cheryl Lew.
Cheryl Lew. Okay.
So if
Yeah.
you're watching this, Cheryl, we answered your question, so we're
Awesome.
listening. Yeah.
Yeah. So so she brought up a topic of the week. So me and Doug are just basically gonna go back and forth, and yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and yeah. Other than that, that's it. So let's go ahead and get things started.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Yeah, I forgot we were messing around with is that Google Effects and Hangout toolbox. So yeah, if you can hear some random stuff or see some random stuff, that's basically Doug because he's intrigued by it. But all right, let's get things started.
Alright.
Let's see. With video games, let's see. Okay, I'm skipping that part. So the first thing I put down is Xbox One got a release date.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. I saw this on what was it, Destructoid, as I was combing through all the news and stuff, and I guess I didn't really see it anywhere. So it might be not confirmed, but I'm just going off of this, and if they're putting it up there, then it might be. It has to be true, I guess.
Yeah.
So so they have it. The Xbox One release date is coming out in November 22nd. Okay,
Whoa, we were live. We got live viewers that a text. Like,
that was a text.
oh man, it's
Okay.
okay.
So I'm sorry. As I was saying, I keep forgetting to like put my phone on silence. But yeah. So the Xbox One release date is November 22nd. Comparing that to the PS4's release date of November 15th.
Hmm.
So yeah, a week apart basically. So they want to make sure they sell the most units on their own release date. They don't want to like release at the same day or something.
Yeah, I think.
So
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
mean, I mean, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually a pretty good strategy on Sony's part. Cause like that. I mean, like I feel like selling wise, I feel like so. I mean, I can't tell for sure because I don't know. Like I haven't seen the actual numbers of pre-orders and whatnot. But
Yeah.
it seems to me that like I feel like Sony's done like a better job with like in terms of like marketing their the PS4 and like and just saying like with the I feel like with an early release date that's another like one up that the PS4 has over the Xbox One thus far.
Mhm.
I mean we saw at E3 like how like Sony just pretty much like slapped the Xbox One in the face with their whole
Right.
with the whole like, like, oh, here's how you trade a game, or here's how you share a game with a friend. Here, pass in the box.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not sure like where Microsoft's going with it with this nowadays. I mean, I guess only time will tell. At the same time, I feel like PS4 has got a huge jump on them in terms of like either like sales or at least marketing. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I also feel the same way. I feel like since E3, um, like Sony has like crazy amounts of momentum going
Hmm.
into like the new console, like you know, new console cycle.
Yeah.
But like when I do listen to other like podcasts, and I get the feeling from I guess because one of the podcasts that I listen to, they do retail, and
Mm.
so from their perspective, they're they're they seem like they're getting more Xbox One sales or pre-orders than they are PS4.
Really?
But it might be just that store location,
Yeah.
but or that might be actually the whole like general basis or like um, what's the word? Like I guess that might be it. Like
Yeah,
even though like Xbox are doing like a lot of like crazy stuff that no gamers want to do, um, whatever 180s that they do, um, you
at
know,
180.
they're already forgiving Microsoft, and they're just gonna go ahead with the pre-orders and stuff. So
That's interesting. I mean, I feel like this is actually be a good question to ask like some of the viewers too. Like, like what do you guys like think is the reason that people are like sticking with like Xbox, or like why do you guys think the Xbox One is like outselling the PS3, or sorry, not the PS3, the PS4, despite like the missteps like Xbox is taking into marketing, or even
mhm.
the higher price. What do you guys think justifies that higher price tag for the Xbox One? So
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead and just leave us some questions or give us some feedback on our comments or Facebook section if you guys ever get a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I I had this not idea, but they did when I again listen to podcasts. They do throw that idea out there that I guess they're coming from the previous generation where Xbox and Microsoft their online system.
Mm.
It's very basically they won that aspect of the console wars, and
Mm.
so like with the PlayStation, even though it was free to play online, the connection wasn't so great.
Okay.
So I guess that's what you were getting with Xbox Live was even though you're paying for playing online, you do get that stronger connection because dedicated servers or whatnot. I don't know how that whole
Yeah, for like
process
60.
works.
I
Yeah,
think
go ahead.
like was it like $60 for how much was it? Do you remember?
I think it was like 50 for a year, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
not too bad, but
Yeah. So
yeah.
let's see. Okay. So yeah, I think that's might be the reason why. And like, even though PlayStation has all this momentum, people are like shy to pull the trigger to just go stick with Sony. Even though Sony is doing the same thing now, they're charging to play online, but
Hmm.
in a way it's cheaper. And to me personally, I think you get more value out of it because
Oh
not
yeah.
only not only do not only will you able to be playing online, but you're gonna get good quality games like during like every month for
Hmm.
either for free.
Because of
So
PlayStation
it's like
Plus, right?
monthly rentals. Yeah, PS
Yeah,
Plus.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. That's totally worth it. I mean, like if I were getting a PS4, I'd be willing to pay that because you get all the free stuff with the PS
Hmm.
Plus content. It's totally worth it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah. That was the question I was trying to ask. Oh, if everybody was here. Yeah. So at this point, where do you think who do you think was going to be like doing better? But it's conflicting reports. I feel like Sony's gonna do like great, in the start,
Yeah.
but yeah, again, conflicting reports. People are saying like, yeah, so many people are already buying like more pre-orders of the Xbox One
Yeah,
than the
yeah.
PS4. So, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean,
So,
not to mention it's got that week head start, so it's possible it could get a leg up on Xbox and sales since it has an extra week to, kick off.
yeah,
It's possible.
exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. And then let's see. Let's on to the next part. Um. Okay. So, yeah, again, found this on Destructoid. Grand Theft Auto 5, people are extremely hyped for that game and
Hmm.
all that other stuff. So something interesting that I found, like an article on Destructoid, was with GTA 5, they are actually hiring like real gang members to do, I guess, some of the voice work. Um, I found that interesting because, well, one, you're actually hiring gang members
Right.
that could be doing whatever they you could possibly think of, and yet they're getting like these, I would say, kind of decent jobs,
Hmm.
but I guess I don't know. Like when I first thought of it, I was like, man, why would they do that? But in a way, I guess that works with this game because it's going back to if you ever played Grand Theft San Andreas, it was all about like the gang life in like Los
Yeah.
Santos or L.A. You know, so yeah, I guess I can see that in that aspect, but I would not. I don't know. I'm I guess very wishy-washy about it. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's okay, but I don't feel like too great about it.
Right, right. I mean, I think I kind of feel the same way. I mean, like like I think like GTA. I mean people are still gonna buy it anyways because gameplay wise it looks fun and like you actually get to you could do pretty much anything with your friends in that game. Really,
Yeah.
like even more than like GTA 4. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I mean, technically you could do stuff in that game too, but that and multiplayer mode in that game, but it got kind of pointless. But anyways, I digress. But it's interesting though. I mean, I mean, obviously, like I mean, I feel that despite the age, the ESRB rating, I feel that like kids younger than like 17 are still probably gonna buy this somehow or get a hold of it anyways.
Yeah.
But it makes you think like like I don't know how deep like kids would go to like try to figure out who does like the voices of what character or whatnot. But I don't know if they'd really I don't know how badly they'd emulate what they see on the or like the voice actors, or I don't know how much they would emulate like what stuff they do in the gameplay. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing to think about. I think while I was reading the article, at some point, there like a gang member while like doing the voice work was looking at the script and was saying, "I would not ever say that." I was like, "Okay," and the producers were like, "Okay, so how would you say it?" And then they go do it as if like they were talking in the streets and whatever.
Interesting.
So again, that's
add a level of realism then.
And and they also refer to the show The Wire. You know how they put like that like depth of realism into that show.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, it's an interesting thing to think about. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, now on to comics/movies. This is like gigantic list.
Yeah, it's the big section.
So, as we were going through this, we were like, "Oh my goodness, that is a lot of stuff," and we gotta blast through this and talk about it. So yeah, all right. So here we go. So in comic/movie news, the first thing showing up is there's going to be 2 Quicksilvers in 2 different Marvel movies. So let's see. Aaron Johnson from Kick-Ass 2. Who is that? Is that Kick-Ass or?
He's Kick-Ass himself. Yes, that's
okay.
He plays Dave Lewinsky. I can't remember how to pronounce his name in the comic books, but yeah, it's Dave. He plays Kick-Ass.
Okay, so Kick-Ass 2 main star. He's gonna be Quicksilver in Avengers 2: Age of Ultron. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then I wonder if he's gonna have. Well, let me pass through this again. So and then Evan Peters will be Quicksilver in the other movie, X-Men: Days of Future Past. Yeah. So where's Evan Peters from?
I'm trying to remember. Again, Cheryl Lew brought this up. That's a good question. I don't remember what movie he was in. Let me actually do a quick little search.
Okay.
He's in American Horror Story. Do you ever watch that?
Okay, no, I do see the commercials and stuff, so I'm aware of that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spock is in there, and yeah.
Yeah. Actually, strangely enough, you know what's strange? You want to? Oh. Okay. You know what's crazy? He was actually. Turns out Evan Peters is actually in Kick-Ass as well, but I'm trying to see who did he play in that. I'm very curious now. Let me just check it real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Oh. Okay, interesting. So, both actors were in Kick-Ass.
Okay.
But the one that's going to be in Avengers, Aaron
Johnson? Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Johnson is going to be Quicksilver for Avengers, and then, but he was Kick-Ass in Kick-Ass, and the other guy played his best friend. Todd, he played his best friend Todd in Kick-Ass,
okay.
So he's gonna be the one in X-Men. So it's kind of weird, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't the best friend like that chubby guy in Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah, dude. The funny thing, I think so too. Like, I also think.
So he's gonna be Quicksilver?
That's a good question.
Okay. I'm not sure if he was like, as of right now that I've seen him before, like fit for that at least that role. Cause yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, another thing too. I think he was also in the. He may be different. Actually, no. It's not him. It's not. That's the other guy was like Dwight.
Oh, okay.
Or something Clark, I think. Because he was. But the funny thing is, I'll get to that later. But, this guy had like he was one of his friends. He was a thin friend of Dave and yeah, he was like in Kick-Ass. So
okay.
But funny thing. Looking at IMDb, like both him and the Fat Kid were on The Office at the same time too. So this is kind of neat. Like, oh, I remember seeing him on The Office. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes more sense.
Yeah.
To clarify. Right? So that is an interesting fact that we're having two different Quicksilvers because again, like we mentioned before, Fox owns the X-Men franchise, and then Marvel still has the Avengers franchise. So hopefully Marvel can grab all those franchises back or the licenses, so you can see like Spider-Man and Wolverine and the Avengers and stuff. So hopefully that can happen. But that is someday. But unless they stop making money, then it's gonna be a good while.
Yep, every nerd's dream someday we'll get them if Marvel somehow acquires the rights again.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. So let's see next. Okay, so this part I'm not really like aware of or like familiar with, but David Morrisey?
David Morrisey, yes.
Okay, so what does he play in The Walking Dead?
So in The Walking Dead, he plays like one of the major villains of the show. Or in the comic series, I think he was a little more deadlier because he could be more graphic in the comics. He played the governor. So the governor was the main villain in like the prison arc, which in The Walking Dead, that was the arc that they just did in the. I guess they're technically kind of continuing in the next season because they're still at the prison. They basically he was the major villain for the last season because basically he was kind of like a Jim Jones type of character.
Okay.
So basically, he led like a town because for some reason he had he just had authority or whatnot, but it all kind of went like downhill after stuff happened, and like people found out that he kept his daughter, who was like pretty much like a zombie. Literally, it was a zombie. He kept his daughter like as like a pet or like on a chain, like in the back room. He's like, oh, don't worry, Benny, I'll get you back somehow, or like it was just kind of weird. Whoa! Let's look at that. That creeped me out.
Yeah, usually, we thought that Doug was gonna mess around. I was looking around, I was like, you need to put it right there.
Yeah, that was appropriate.
So, but let's see. Yeah, so what was put down here was he's gonna star in a new AMC show.
Yes.
And hearing that, you guys were saying that he might be dead soon because he's about to start, I guess, filming soon.
Yeah. I think it's a theory that my friend and I think have. Because if he's gonna start in the show, then he's not gonna be around. It's either A, he's gonna die in the show. I mean, he dies in the comic eventually, anyways.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll kill him off a little bit sooner in the show because they did kill off a lot of characters in the show. Sooner than they did in the comics.
Okay.
And another thing, but the other route I see them possibly doing too is like maybe he'll only make like a few guest appearances, like, oh, I'm back, haha. Oh wait, no, and then he dies or something like that. I don't know. They can go either way. They can either kill him off early, or they can have him just like scarcely appear and then appear during the finale and then kill him off then.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what they decide to do.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, on to the next part. Okay. We'll skip that for now. We'll make that last.
Okay.
So the next part is there's a rumor that I saw on comic book resources. Let's see. That Benedict Cumberpach, the guy that we're all fans of right now, he's possibly going to be casted as a villain in. Was that the next Star Wars movie?
Really now?
So think about it. Benedict Cumberpatch as a Sith. That sounds like.
I think that could work.
I think that could work. You see him. You see him as what was his?
Khan.
No. Okay, he said it. Okay, Doug said it. Yeah. So you saw him as Khan, and he was wrecking shop. Like one person, doing damage on the whole entire Starfleet.
Oh yes.
So. Now, give him a red lightsaber or whatever, a Sith lightsaber, and it's going to be much, much worse now because he has the Force to play with now. So,
and lightning.
And lightning and like a cloak, and hopefully he's not wrinkled. And he should have like the grumpy cat with him too. So,
do Siths even have cats, Mark? Do they?
I don't know. I saw that. I had that. I posted a picture of that on Twitter. It was like Darth Vader was like, "Look, a kitty," and it was the grumpy cat. So it was a picture of the grumpy cat, and what was his name? What was the Emperor's name's like, "No cats, no cats." He
Well,
stares at him for a little bit. He's like, "Good." The hate is very good in it.
let the hate flow through you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Going off the Star Wars topic though, do we know like if they're basing the new movies off the extended universe, like when Han and Leia have kids and then Luke has a kid too, or do you know any info about that?
I'm pretty sure I saw something about it. I want to say they're not fully committing, I guess, to the extended universe, but they're, I guess, putting it in consideration because Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, they're all older now. And
Oh yes, much older.
so, and then I think I was seeing some new stuff about like what's his name? Notebook. What's his name?
Gosling? No.
Gosling. Yeah, he might
Really?
be considered for like a part in Star Wars. Maybe Han and Leia's kid, I guess.
Well, they had 3 kids, so in the books. I'm just gonna get this out there right now because the books have been out for like
Oh yeah.
months now. But I'm just gonna get this out there. So basically, because in the books, like Han and Leia had like 3 kids. 2 of them were twins, and then one of them they had one more. The youngest died, and then the twins they had a girl. So a boy, girl, a boy.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest boy was Jason. Daughter was named Jaina, and the youngest son was Anakin. After obviously Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah.
But what happened was, I guess Jason, the boy, turned to the oldest boy, the twins, turned to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what happened was everyone, he was pretty much like a threat to everyone because, like, I mean, besides being family, one huge threat was he was actually getting like really powerful as a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
So, but the only one that was able to like stop him, even Luke really couldn't like fight him. Only his sister could kill. Only his sister could do it, and eventually, Jaina ended up killing him in the books.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what angle they're gonna go with that. If they're gonna go based off the books, or maybe they'll do a retell of the stories from there. But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shoot. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
On to the next part. Robert Downey Jr. is confirmed for Avengers 2. Let's see. I did see some news about that. I believe he was signed for 2 more Marvel movies.
Okay.
But it's not likely to be the Iron Man, any more Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to be in Avengers 2 and 3. And then probably after 3, then they'll do another Iron Man movie with the new person, whoever that's going to be.
That'd
So
be interesting. I mean, do you think like in Avengers 2 and like or 3, do you think he'll be playing more of an advisory role, or do you think do you think he's gonna be actually back in the suit again?
I think they have to put him back in the suit because how would you? I mean, sure, he destroyed everything. Oh, spoiler.
Well, it's okay. If it's coming out on DVD, they'll see it eventually.
So yeah, I guess spoiler alert. Yeah, he does destroy all of his armor, but he's a builder. He builds things. So like even if he has to stay away, and they can't do like a son type thing because that's not even really played out in the comics right now.
Right.
So how are you going to do that in the movies?
Yeah.
And if you do that in the movies and not in the comics, then people, especially the comic book fans, are going to rage about it.
Oh yeah, totally.
So yeah, I think they're going to have to put him back in the suit for whatever reason. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. He's confirmed for 2 more movies. Yeah. Hopefully we can find a new if you can find a better, that'd be great. But I can't see how you could do better than
RDJ. Cause, yeah. I wonder though. Do you think I'd really love to see him in the if they do put him back in the armor. I'd love to see that the black and gold armor. I think it looks pretty sick.
Oh yeah, the Marvel Now armor.
Yeah. That thing's cool. I like that armor.
Yeah, I still need to read from issue 1 of that, and then I know right now in the current storyline, he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy, so he has like the golden red and gold
the
full
space
suit.
The space armor, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I remember they called it. I I mean, Tony didn't call it himself in the comics from what I hear, but like they based it off the art. They call it the God Killer armor. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
that is a cool name for a suit. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie.
No, that is, and yeah, yeah. I guess once as soon as he puts that on, then like he's on trial because the Phoenix Force, like we're getting into comics now. The
I
Phoenix
know.
Force is like one of their gods, and yeah, they're trying to look for Tony because I guess in a way he was the one responsible for quote unquote like starting like all of the Avengers versus X-Men like event.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that'd definitely be cool. Okay, so on to the next part. So Transformers, yeah, you can't get away from another Transformers movie. So Transformers 4 is let's see, the next one is called Age of Extinction,
Hmm.
and by that title alone, you can think that the next like Autobots or Decepticons is gonna be the Autobots. No, it's the
The
Dinobots.
Dinobots.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
man.
Yeah, so like of course I know people are like super hyped for Dinobots.
Oh yes.
I don't blame them, you know. So I mean Doug, that's yeah, go ahead.
This is my forte. I love this. This is
Yeah.
my favorite part right now.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, like I've been a huge Transformers fan since I was born. Granted, I was born like 3 years into the toy line. I was born in '88, but then like
Yeah.
growing up, I had the comics and like I still collected the toys and everything.
Mhm.
And the Dinobots were always like the toy that I always wanted when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then and they're huge fan favorites. Like even today, they still make comics with the Dinobots. Like they've been in like featured in the shows like in they've been featured in the video games too. They like the Fall of Cybertron that you
Yeah.
can play as Grimlock, and that was
That's true.
a fun experience. You could just smash them with a T-Rex. I mean, you can either be you can be pretty much the Hulk with a sword, or
Yeah.
you can be pretty much a T-Rex that just stomps everything and breathes fire. So you
Yeah.
can't go wrong with either. So.
Exactly. Exactly. So okay. So Doug, you're basically current and caught up with current Transformers comics.
Yes, I am.
So as far as I just read through the news and I do hear like what they're doing. So at this juncture at this moment they're split up.
Mm-hmm.
So like one half of like the Autobots is back in Cybertron,
Yes.
and then the other half is back still on Earth.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
No, what happened was, so what happened eventually in the comic series, everyone came back to Cybertron, but what happened was there was a bit of a schism because there's this whole crazy event about Cybertron almost got destroyed, but something happened because like Optimus kind of like used like the Matrix to kind of fix things,
Okay.
like he did before. But what happened was the Matrix actually kind of split in two. So basically, Optimus Prime like pretty much said that that's it. I quit being a leader. I can't handle this anymore because basically even after this huge threat on Cybertron was over, like everyone was still kind of fighting amongst themselves, like
Okay.
Autobots and Decepticons. So Optimus decided to call it quits and let the leadership of the whole Transformer race in the hands of he gave half the Matrix to like Bumblebee and half to like Hot Rod in the comics it's called
Rodimus, right?
Rodimus, exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened was now though, like Rodimus and Bumblebee obviously have like two very different styles of leadership. Bumblebee's kind of more like, let's stay here. Bumblebee's style of leadership is kind of like in the comics he wants to stay on Cybertron and rebuild a government.
Okay.
But what happened that eventually that doesn't really work out.
Mm.
Because Megatron comes back and some other crazy stuff happens, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. But
Of course, Megatron comes back.
yeah, of course he can't stay dead. And then in the other half with Rodimus, he doesn't want to stay on Cybertron. He actually wants to go out and find this legend they call it the Knights of Cybertron. So basically they were on Cybertron before, but they left because they thought when Optimus took leadership, they thought he wasn't doing things well enough. So that's why they left and then went and started their own new society.
Okay.
Away from Cybertron. So
And
yeah,
with Rodimus, it's actually mix of Autobots and Decepticons.
a couple Decepticons. Yes, he has
Okay.
he has a couple. Like most of the Decepticons are more back on Cybertron, with Bumblebee. Because what happened with that one, like Starscream is now the leader of Cybertron, if you can believe that. Yeah.
I guess.
and then with Rodimus' crew, he has one Decepticon on his ship. He has Cyclonus with him.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember who that. Do you remember who that is?
That name does sound familiar, but yeah, it just sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was in the he actually was in the Transformers. Do you remember the 1985 movie?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he was pretty much like Galvatron's like right hand like guy. Like he was like
Oh, okay.
he was like one of the ones that got turned into whatever it was. But he's like he's in this storyline he's basically like he doesn't really care what side he's on anymore because like he was actually an older Transformer, so he knows like what life was like back in way back when.
Okay.
So he wants to find the Knights of Cybertron too. That's why he went with Rodimus's crew.
So he wants to use it for his own purposes, probably.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, I mean, he's actually built a bond with some of the Autobots on the ship, which is actually interesting.
Okay.
So it's kind of neat to see his like character develop from there, because like in the old series he was just more one dimensional. He was just pretty much a lackey for Galvatron, and saying, "Okay, I'll shoot him. You're good."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, always going through that news. It's from IDW.
Yes, IDW Publishing. Yes.
Okay, so they do Transformers and they also do Ninja Turtles.
They do Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
They do Ninja Turtles. They do a lot of other really random stuff too.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to remember what they do. They do a lot of publishing. I think they do. Do they do GI Joe too? I feel like they do. Or who does GI Joe now? Do you know?
I don't remember. I want to say it's IDW. I want to say.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure.
Oh, they do. It is them. So they also
Okay.
do GI Joe, Star Trek, and My Little Pony.
Okay. All the bronies.
The bronies, yeah, for the bronies out there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So on to the next part. So we're gonna go through our topic of the week, and so Cheryl Lew, you said.
Yes.
Okay. So Cheryl Lew brought this up, and it's actually pretty interesting to think about. So Cheryl Lew, she says sci-fi and fantasy becoming more mainstream in young adult novels and movies. So we're here to discuss now how like nerdiness is becoming like more mainstream in today than it was back then. So what do you think like at this point? Why that is?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I kind of wanted to like take a look back and like see like kind of like where nerdiness kind of like originated from. Because like if you think about it, like it kind of like spawns back like when like sci-fi. I think it came out like or either in like late 1800s or like 1950s. Like back in the day, like kids used to like either A like collect comics or B like listen to the radio about like like they're like the aliens came or whatever.
Yeah, like those radio story.
Yeah, exactly.
Shows.
The radio story. So I feel like it kind of like I feel like the common like concept of the nerdiness came from there because like you saw Back to the Future. Do you remember that scene? With George McFly, like he has like these like comic books and they like he just like can't talk to girls at all. Or whatever.
Yeah, George McFly, yes. Yeah, because he made his novel and
right. Like Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, yeah.
You are my identity.
Hey man, get your hands off her.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Classic, man. But I mean, like I think like it's kind of the funny thing, like with today's like kind of hipster culture, like stuff that like technically didn't used to be cool is like becoming more cool nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I feel that's like there's definitely a I feel like came with like kind of the culture shift too, like
Yeah.
Like I mean I feel like a lot of us like will say like we were totally nerdy before it was cool to be honest.
Yeah, we're the hipster nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it is really interesting like to see like another part of it, another thing about it too, like I feel like it's kind of neat in a sense, like because like I feel like back in the day, back when I was growing up, or maybe back when you were growing up too, like I feel like as a kid it was kind of nerdy, like I feel like felt kind of like unaccepted, or I'd like just because I liked something a lot. I mean, obviously I had friends that had the same interests and stuff, but like obviously like a lot of general conceptions were like kid just like. It's like comic books or whatever. He's like I don't want to hang out with him just because he's too much a dork or whatever. But it's weird like after like going to college or whatnot. I saw that like that kind of changed. Like no one really cared like if you enjoyed like Transformers or card games or whatever. I mean people kind of became a little more accepting all of a sudden, which is it feels really interesting. Like, what was your like experience like with like the nerdiness growing up with you?
It was funny when you just mentioned the last part because I guess was it today I saw like a meme picture. Yeah. So like the first slot, it was like kids were like just playing on their Game Boys, like Pokemon, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So the next one was like I guess middle school or high school,
yeah.
and like the kid is still playing Pokemon, but there's like a kid passing by saying like you're still playing Pokemon, right? And then the last slot is college, and then like all these guys and girls are like yelling Pokemon, you know. So like that's that's pretty interesting that like whatever you're into as a kid, like it's still there in college.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so with me, I'd have to like agree with you. That was exactly like that was going on in my childhood.
Mhm.
Like it was almost shameful that you were into like or like super into like video games
Mhm.
or comics or maybe tabletop games or anything of that type or like computer stuff, whatever, anything of that type. If you're like really into that while you're trying to like be quote unquote popular,
Yeah.
you know, like that wasn't really accepted. So like of course the whole jock stuff and you know people bullying and you know just not either not understanding or that was definitely the case. So like with me, I was trying to balance both of those worlds. Like I really wanted to be hanging out with the cool kids, but I still like this dorky stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of like I kept it hidden in a way, unless like there was somebody else that I could like you know again nerd out with.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like yeah that was basically what it is. And then like for nerdiness to be the thing now, to be the popular thing now, I was like, man, I wish that was happening back then, you know, so I can kind of be like the cool kid in nerdiness, you know.
Yeah.
And then like if there's somebody more nerdy than you, they're like more nerdhood than you are, you know. But yeah, go ahead.
Did you ever watch 21 Jump Street?
Yeah.
You remember like
yeah.
it's the same thing with like Jonah Hill's like dude with all if all this stuff was cool when I was like you know when I was in high school.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's pretty interesting that like everything nerdiness like sci-fi and fantasy and what else, like steampunk, like all that is legit and like and people dig it just in a book more so or you know. So yeah, I mean again, I wish this stuff was happening when we were younger.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Either that or like, you know, I hope like maybe some change like is like happening now with all this new acceptance of it now, you know? I mean like I hope like at high school or like elementary school now, I hope like, you know, this like hope the hater rate isn't happening anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of wonder if like the whole jocks and just sports stuff, I wonder if they're feeling like they're the minority now. But then again, I think at this day and age, even like the quote unquote jocks are becoming like either becoming or they just already are like the nerds. Is that just they also do jock stuff? You know?
Yeah. I think so.
So yeah, it was pretty interesting. And then they're just you know now Hollywood and whoever is pretty much aware of it, so they're just gonna throw anything and everything.
Not to mention like you know shows like The Big Bang Theory that totally embrace the nerdiness too, right?
That's right. Yeah. Because of that show, like people are embracing science and like it's legit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
that's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah. So yeah, shows like that and hopefully stuff can have that kind of impact where like again Big Bang Theory. They're pushing science like crazy, and people are actually getting into it, and
the nerdy stuff in that show too. Like I think we've seen a few episodes where they had like a Game of Thrones sword, or like what was it? Leonard had like one of those like FX lightsabers. Yeah,
exactly. So they don't slouch around with that show. So that's what I appreciate, and I just became like a fan of that show like this past year.
Oh yeah, dude, such a good. I love it too. Like
So okay. So that was a good topic. Thank you, Cheryl Lew, for bringing that topic.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. So if you see this, give us a call.
Yeah. So hopefully you bring out more topics like that, and then we can try to talk about it and stuff. So let's see. On to at first, like we usually post like it's a first call for questions, like in a 3-day advance. like, and then like the day of recording is like the last call for questions. So we didn't have questions like during those posts, but like I'm looking at the stream, and I know the viewer that's watching right now, Joseph Arnaldo.
Sweet.
He brought up the question. Oh, actually, that was the thing in the comics that we were supposed to bring up at the end. But so let's see. Let me pin this. Show overlay. Can you do that? Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there it is.
So
nice.
yeah. Well, let me pin this too. So Joseph Arnaldo asks, what's your guys' opinion on the new Robocop reboot scheduled for February 2014 by Columbia Pictures, Sony? Okay, so let me put that away. So oh man, I am not mirrored. Okay, there you go. No.
You're good.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we even started the recording, I rewatched the trailer, and then I had Doug watch the trailer. So with Doug, he didn't really watch the first RoboCop movie, or did you ever watch it, or it was just you never did, and
couple things
you were just aware of it?
I mean, I was aware of it. Like I knew, like I've seen a bunch of cultural references on it. Like I know in Family Guy they had a there was one where basically like I think Peter was saying like this is like the time I was RoboCop, and like they shot him up like with bullet holes. I'm like that was hilarious. I got that part, but then like I don't think I growing up I think I was like when did it come out? 84, 85? Do you remember when it came out?
Shoot. You might be right. I'm thinking 87. You might be.
Yeah, I think I wasn't
around the 80s.
I might have been in the womb by then. I don't know, but I think growing my parents like thought I thought I was too obviously too young to watch it. But I mean like like I said like I do know from you with your help too I kind of understand the basic plot like knowing that he obviously he got shot up and then he got rebuilt as like a like a super cop essentially.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know what he was. I'm still trying to figure out like kind of like what he was like fighting against or like what happened in the movie. So. Okay.
Yeah. So like we're going to try to break down this trailer. So let's see. So first of all, you see Samuel L. Jackson. I do not know who he's trying to play. If there's like a correlation of like the old movie, but he's saying like violence is crazy, and it's basically he was like a news talk show type thing. So he was like violence is crazy, and then this is the face of like law enforcement. So you have Samuel L. Jackson first, and then next up you have Michael Keaton. First Batman. I want to say he's the guy that who was the guy in the old movie? I'm not remembering names, but he's the guy I guess that's trying to push for RoboCop in the first place. I guess as a way to like just further get himself in higher position of power.
Yeah.
So you see Michael Keaton, that's awesome. Samuel L. Jackson, that's who you start off with, and then you see the scientist that's going through the whole thing, Gary Oldman. I was like, Gary Oldman.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So like you have those three in that movie. Like, oh man. Okay, no, you already sold me on those three already.
Who's playing RoboCop? Do you know?
It's basically an unknown guy that I don't know who it is.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah. The guy that's gonna play RoboCop, that's gonna be Alex Murphy. Yeah, that was I guess. Yeah, that was his name.
He's old. Yeah, that was right.
So we don't know if he's just gonna be just transferred to that police department, or he's been there and he's like a hardened soldier type of thing.
Yeah.
But the way he's gonna be RoboCop, as we see in the trailer, it's gonna be different. In the old movie, he got shot up in like an old like warehouse factory, and then in this one, like a car blew up on him, and he has like severe burns.
Yes. So, he was missing a leg, one leg.
Missing a leg, and like the wife is aware of all that stuff now, because in the old movie, I guess she just left with a kid, and you never saw them again.
Interesting.
So in this movie, she's aware of the decision that she has to make, and apparently they, I guess they go with it because you see the rest of the trailer. So yeah, they go through it, and then Michael Keaton wants him to do all black, so I guess he has like.
It looks good. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it does look cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing, I guess, like a comment on like I guess on the YouTube video of it. They're saying he looks like a shoot, Battlestar Galactica.
A Cylon.
Cylon, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what they said. He looks like a Cylon. So, I mean, does it make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I see. I
You
can
kind of see it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. I mean, obviously, like, the Cylon designs have changed over the years, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay. So yeah, the black did look good, but you still have the original like silver gray, metallic silver there. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I mean, it looks sleek design, and it looks cool. I mean, he still has like the gun that comes out of his leg, and
Oh yes.
but then now they're playing up this part of thinking he has freedom of control,
Yeah.
but then now like Gary Oldman and whoever is saying like he doesn't really have it.
Yeah.
But I guess in the trailer again, he's like, hey, human emotion and all that stuff is always gonna override programming, yada yada.
Yeah.
So I think seeing the trailer for the first time, I was at the end of it, I was extremely hyped for it. I am extremely hyped for it. When I did post this, I am hoping they don't put this as a PG-13 movie, because the original movie was a rated R, and that's how.
Oh yeah. And
graphic.
maybe this time I can actually watch it.
You can actually watch it. Yeah, you are grown up to watch it, so you can see it on your own and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, they had the original line at the end, like "Dead or alive, you're coming with me."
Yeah.
Hopefully, you have the other line of "I'll buy that for $1," because that's where that came from. Yeah. Oh man, see watching that trailer, I want to watch the original now. and they do re-release that movie, so at oftentimes.
Maybe I can watch it with you now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, one of these days we can go watch a movie, and then it'll be that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's what we think. I mean, well, Doug, for you, seeing this as basically like a new movie, like what do you think? Like out of all the stuff that they showed so far, like you think it's just like a cool looking sci-fi action-ish type movie, or is there something more that you kind of want to see out of this after hearing all of the mythos of Robocop?
I think it's actually really I'm actually do want to see it now. I'm actually really interested in it because like you say, I mean, it really does look like a cool like sci-fi. I mean, obviously this is a reboot, but I mean, because I haven't seen the original one, so I obviously can't make any judgment on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually it really does interest me. I like the way that everything looks. Like the Robocop, the design of the new Robocop looks really sick. I mean, he doesn't look he doesn't look like a tin can anymore. I mean, he looks,
I know.
Yeah. I mean, you can see him running too, and you see like the gun like just pop out of his like side. I was like, oh, that's sick.
He's not robotic walking and stuff. Yeah. So like he's mobile.
Exactly. It's more like it feels more like either like robotic like armor or like implants kind of. It's not like you're like, okay, he's part robot, so his robot legs gonna be super slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely an improvement. I'd say so far. I mean, I'm curious to see who plays him though. I'm very curious on some of the other actors and everything too. But it has my interest is piqued. I do want to check it out if I get the chance.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that trailer premiered. What was it 2 days ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you, Joey, for that question. Again, Joey, please just bring out some more, and thank you for viewing actually as well.
Yes, thank you very much for that.
Yeah. So yeah, we appreciate it. So yeah, I guess that's the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Okay. So we're gonna go through the usual. Where you can contact us. Doug, okay, so where can they contact you?
Okay, they can am I able to type anything on here and then kind of show them, or am I...
I think you have to turn it off and then type and then turn it on.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be kind of... Okay, I'll just tell. Okay, so my Twitter handle's at the bottom of my name tag. You see it there at Dougnas_88. You can contact me on there, or you can go to my... you just go to www.facebook.com. / I believe it's just Dougnas, no underscore, so just Dougnas88.
Okay.
So DOUGNESS 88. And yeah, and those Twitter and Facebook are like probably the best two places you can reach me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so with me, the usual stuff. So Twitter at Marco Polo 177, at Nerd in the Bay. Excuse me. So let's see, Facebook.com/Marco Polo 177. Let's see what else. We have an official Facebook page, Facebook.com/Nerd in the Bay. Let's see what else. We have Tumblr's personal Tumblr, Marco Polo 177 .tumblr.com, and then switch that with nerdinthebay.tumblr.com.
Yep.
We have Google Plus pages. I don't know how you put that URL. Just search for Mark Flores or just search for Nerd in the Bay. What else? What else do we have out there? I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, so that's another thing I keep forgetting. So, question of the show. Dang, so how are we gonna put out of all things, how are we gonna put this question? Doug, is there a question that you can see out of the show notes that we have?
Let me see what we got here. Let me take a look real quick. Gotta go through my inbox. There's a lot of stuff in here nowadays. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Oh, actually, I do have a. Well, I'll be working on making a secondary Tumblr. Right now, my personal one's a little bit under wraps, but I will be working on a Nerd in the Bay related one, and I'll be working on some more design stuff for it. But I'll let you guys know when I make my my nerd Tumblr.
Okay.
Let me see what else we have. I think we went through mostly everything.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm just trying to find a question.
Yeah, we do. Like, let's see.
Okay.
Oh wait, there was one more casting news. I remember. I think Edie something is playing the Scarlet Witch in Avengers 2.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember her name. It's something. I feel like it's something Wilson. Let me double check.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted.
Avengers 2: Age of Ultron.
Okay. Okay. So I think I found it. Oh, so okay. Not really question of the show, but like, what do you, in your experience, for the topic of the week, in terms of nerdiness in the mainstream, that and like how you feel and how was it back then for you in the past for you? Like you probably felt it like we did.
Yeah.
But like what did you go through and like going through the nerdiness, like being outcast rather than it is mainstream. So that's probably one of the questions of the show. And then the other one, again, all the things that we talk about, you could just post a comment on anything.
Yeah.
But let's see. Who do you think? Who do you think in terms of the sales, or who's gonna have like the upper hand in terms of the sales? With the PS4 or the Xbox One. So there you go. So there goes your questions of the show. So nerdiness in the mainstream and how was it for you back then? And then PS4 versus Xbox One. Like who do you think is going to come out on top?
Yes.
So yeah, there it goes. Doug. So did you ever find what you wanted to find or?
Let me see. I think. Oh crap! Okay, never mind. I lost it. We'll get back to it later. I mean, like, I found Comic Book Rant. Like I found like the rumored person, but I don't think that's not the right one because this is about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. Thank you very much for you guys for the viewers that are coming to watch the episode. I apologize that it's just two of us, but we make do.
Yeah.
So hopefully Princeton and Chris Padua can come back, and then we can hopefully. Chris can be random, and then Princeton can auto-tune somewhere at some point. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching the show, and then we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, so, tell your friends. So
tell your friends. All right.
All right, guys. Good night.
Peace. Have a good night. Awesome. All right. Cool.